Here are the top stories for today, January 31st, 2020. President Duterte approves the temporary travel ban on visitors from Wuhan City and Hubei province in China to stop the spread of the novel coronavirus. Malacanang assures San Lazaro Hospital is equipped to treat the country's first 2019 nCoV patient. Authorities in Nueva Vizcaya monitor a mother and daughter that showed symptoms of coronavirus. And the Chinese Consulate General reports a drop in the number of Chinese tourists in the Philippines due to the nCoV scare. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte has given his permission for the temporary travel ban on visitors from Wuhan City and the entire Hubei province in China. Duterte gave his nod following the confirmation of the first case of the 2019 novel coronavirus in the Philippines. Senator Christopher Bongo said the president was also considering imposing a temporary ban on people from coronavirus-hit countries who wish to visit the Philippines. He said Duterte is scheduled to meet with medical experts and key government officials next week to discuss all the necessary measures to prevent the spread of the novel coronavirus. The Department of Health on Thursday confirmed that a female Chinese national is the Philippines' first case of 2019 nCoV. The 38-year-old woman from Wuhan, China, who arrived in the Philippines on January 21st, displayed no symptoms of the virus. As of Friday morning, the confirmed number of deaths in China from 2019 nCoV has risen to over 200 based on international reports. The number of people infected with the new coronavirus has also climbed to more than 7,000. The Department of Foreign Affairs plans to evacuate the first batch of voluntary repatriates from the virus-hit China by next week upon clearance from the Chinese authorities. Filipinos in Wuhan City and the rest of Hubei province will be given priority in the first batch of repatriates. There are 30 to 50 Filipinos in Hubei who indicated their willingness to return home. Foreign reports quoting health authorities said the number of deaths from the rapidly spreading nCoV in the province hit 42 on Thursday. Filipinos who wish to be included in the first batch are urged to contact the Philippine Embassy in Beijing or the nearest consulate general in their area by February 3, 2020. Meanwhile, the DFA reminded that all repatriates will be subject to a 14-day mandatory quarantine upon arrival in the country. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano on Thursday said President Rodrigo Duterte can tap the 13 billion peso contingency fund in the 2020 national budget to prevent the spread of the novel coronavirus in the country. Cayetano said Congress could also augment the funds of the Department of Health and other agencies involved in responding to the public health threat as long as it is part of the budget. Cayetano made the statement after the DOH confirmed that a 38-year-old female Chinese patient under investigation is positive for the 2019 nCoV. The DOH assured the public that it is on top of the situation and is in close coordination with the other government agencies and the World Health Organization. Malacanang assures that San Lazaro Hospital is equipped to treat the country's first coronavirus patient. The palace says all protocols are in place to ensure that the disease is contained. More on these and other news around the metro from Joyce Cudis.
Malacanang on Friday allayed public fears over 2019 novel coronavirus, ensuring the government is on top of the situation to stop the spread of infection in the country. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo guaranteed that San Lazaro Hospital in Manila, where the country's first nCoV patient is being treated, is equipped and prepared to handle such cases. Panelo assured the public that there is no way the Chinese woman can infect another person in the country. He said the Department of Health has prepared protocols to contain the disease and neutralize its transmission and spread. Meanwhile, the Department of Labor and Employment said it continues to monitor the situation of Filipino workers in countries with reported cases of nCoV. Secretary Silvestre Bella III advised overseas Filipino workers, particularly in countries with reported cases of the virus, to follow guidance from the World Health Organization. Aside from protecting themselves, Bello also advised OFWs to report to hospitals and the Philippine Overseas Labor Offices suspected cases of Filipinos with symptoms for them to be given proper medical attention. In other news, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said the DOH would recommend temporary restriction of travelers from Hubei, China, to keep the novel coronavirus from spreading nationwide. Duque added that the World Health Organization might include in their travel restriction more places with relatively higher burden of nCoV infection. Outside of China, there are 68 confirmed cases in 15 countries including Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Singapore, Australia, Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, Nepal, Sri Lanka, United States of America, Canada, France, Germany, and the United Arab Emirates. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Cudis.
Still to come, authorities in Nueva Vizcaya monitor a mother and daughter that showed symptoms of coronavirus. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Ang kapalit sa akong pag-istorya sa publiko, pero dili na ako igsapayan para sa akong tribo nga wala na malikrot ug wala na magamit nila nga ipangwarta nila ug wala na kinabuhi nga makalas ug tama na ang kinabuhi sa mga elders nga gibuhis para sa among community. Dako gyud ang nakatabang sa amo gikan sa NTFL ka kay nakapahimo kog farm og na ako'y negosyo para sa akong pamilya.
Tungod sa tabang sa gobyerno o sa kasundaluhan, makaingon ko nga ingani di ay ang kinabuhing sibilyan. Walay mo dikta sa imong ayaw adto didto. Kung kanusa ka gusto mo suroy, makasuroy ka. Mabati na ko nga gawas mo na ko kay akong mga anak na anak, pagmata na akong anak, kay sa una wala. Kung sa tabang sa gobyerno, ay.
Amo na nakapalit ko yuta gamay, dahil nakapabalay po ko gamay po. Isa ko na sa kay balay na siya. Dako walay kayo nang pasalamat lagi po sa Philippine Army, unubanan sa gobyerno, nga gitabangan jud ko nga parang makakita gyud og insaktong panginabuhian ug maayo nga trabaho, ma'am.
Dili lang na IP ang kuan sa MPA giilad, tanan kita nga mga Pilipino. Pero dapat kita mga Pilipino dili na ta magpailad, kung way magpailad wala na mahimong MPA.
And in other news, the Presidential Communications Operations Office, or PCOO, slammed the study by the Ateneo School of Government on the public satisfaction with President Rodrigo Duterte, calling it baseless and unfounded. PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar was reacting to the Ateneo survey, which found that Duterte's net satisfaction scores are tied to herd behavior and disinformation. Andanar said the study failed to check on the realities that contribute to the surge in public satisfaction with the president's performance. He called as elitist the study's implication that people cannot think or decide for themselves or form their own opinion. Andanar also said Duterte's high satisfaction rating is a reflection of the people's sentiment about the president as a leader. He said the president's economic policies has significantly contributed to the sustained growth rate performance of the country in the face of continuous global economic slowdown. He said despite the baseless and unfounded attacks, the administration will continue to deliver the necessary services for every Filipino. Anti-government groups, local government units, and other organizations denounced the violence and atrocities of the CPP, NPA, NDF, and its allies as they staged a rally in Manila. Protesters marched from the University of Santo Tomas to Mendiola Peace Arc to condemn the alleged recruitment of minors by the leftist organizations and the killings of the innocent individuals. The groups also expressed support to Angela Aguilar, a former CPP cadre, after she filed a petition before COMELEC in April last year to revoke the registration of members of the Makabayan Bloc. Liga Independencia Pilipinas Chair Remy Rosadio said granting Aguilar's petition may weaken the power of the CPP to pursue violence. Relisa Lucena, mother of a student allegedly recruited by the youth group Anak Bayan, warned other parents to be vigilant with their children as they are targets for recruitment. The rally ended with a candle-lighting prayer as the protesters plead for the end of the armed conflict caused by the communists. In our business news, economic managers on Thursday discounted the possible effect of the novel coronavirus on the Philippine economy. Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Ernesto Pernia said the coronavirus that was first traced in Wuhan, China, will likely to just have a short-term impact given the measures being done to minimize the problem. Pernia said the travel ban to some countries is in a way beneficial because people will be saving their dollars and instead use their funds in the domestic economy. Measures to protect oneself from the virus will also increase the sales of masks and soap, which is a boost to the local economy. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez III said it is still too early to quantify the economic impact of 2019 nCoV on tourism, among others. Dominguez further cited efforts of the Chinese government to address further spread of 2019 nCoV, which is much better than what happened during the severe acute respiratory syndrome and the MERS-CoV outbreaks. The Baguio City government has canceled the opening street parade of Panagbenga 2020 that was scheduled on Saturday, February 1st due to concerns over the spread of the novel coronavirus. More on this and other news from the provinces from Ruth Abby Gita Carlos.
The Baguio City government announced that the Panagbenga street parade for Saturday, February 1 has been cancelled. Mayor Benjamin Magalong on Friday said this is due to concerns over the threat of the novel coronavirus. Other big public events such as the Cordillera Administrative Region Athletic Games on February 15 and pedestrianization of Session Road every Sunday are also cancelled or set for rescheduling. In Ilocos Norte, the provincial government has asked the public not to cause panic by sharing unverified reports about the deadly coronavirus in the province. This after a video of a private hospital nurse in Lawag went viral on social media due to 2 alleged cases of coronavirus, which was untrue. Meantime, Governor Matthew Joseph Manotoc has urged residents to be cautious and practice proper hygiene as always. Meanwhile, the Cebu City Council has created a task force that will deal with the new strain of the deadly virus. The Cebu City Council Task Force Coronavirus conducted a coordination meeting on Thursday with officials of the Department of Health, City Health Office, and the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office. The local government will conduct information and education campaign about the effect of the virus in case it infects local residents. In Nueva Vizcaya, a mother and her daughter, who arrived from Hong Kong for a vacation over the weekend, have been placed in an isolation room after showing symptoms associated with the 2019 nCoV virus. The Region 2 Trauma and Medical Center said the mother and her daughter have been manifesting symptoms like high fever, flu, and vomiting. Meanwhile, The Department of Health has closely monitored operations at the 3 airports in the region and at the Cagayan Valley Medical Center against the virus. In Zamboanga City, the Bureau of Quarantine has stepped up surveillance at the local port, which is the point of entry for travelers coming from nearby Malaysia, which has 7 confirmed cases of novel coronavirus. The docking area of the passenger and cargo vessel plying the Zamboanga-Malaysia route will be cordoned. The city government has designated the Zamboanga City Medical Center and Mindanao Central Sanitarium General Hospital as the treatment centers for nCoV patients. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Ruth Abby Gita Carlos.
Up next, the PCOO vows to remedy the Manila-centric mentality by spreading government services to the region. And the Chinese Consulate General reports a drop in the number of Chinese tourists in the Philippines due to the nCoV scare. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Have my future to be better. So ngayon po, pangarap kong maging isang BJMP personnel / instructional manager na makapagturo po sa loob, makatulong sa mga kagaya kong nangarap at gusto pong magbago. Sa lahat po ng tao, saan mang sulok ng Pilipinas, sa lahat ng mga nangarap, ngunit hindi nabigyan ng pag-asa, hanggat andyan po ang proyekto ng gobyerno, ang alternative learning system under the Department of Education, palagi po tayong may pag-asa.
As part of efforts to remedy the overconcentration of economic activities and progress in Metro Manila, Communications Secretary Martin Andanar is going from region to region to bring government services closer to the people. Andanar said the Presidential Communications Operations Office is visiting the provinces to deliver and amplify the promotion of the policies of the Duterte administration. Andanar bared that some provinces are hardly reached by state-owned media entities such as the People's Television and Radio Pilipinas. He said it is his job to end the notion that the regions are left behind, as he emphasized that the management of all government media platforms and offices are under PCOO's jurisdiction. The overconcentration of power in Metro Manila is also among the reasons why the Duterte administration is pushing for a shift to a federal system of government. Federalism is one of President Duterte's election campaign promises. And in our foreign news, the World Health Organization has declared the new coronavirus outbreak a public health emergency of international concern. The WHO said its committee agreed that the outbreak now meets a criteria for a public health emergency of international concern. The Ministry of Health of the People's Republic of China reported there were over 7,000 confirmed cases, 170 of which led to death as of Thursday. Meanwhile, the WHO Secretariat reported that there were 82 cases in 18 countries. The WHO urged countries to put in place strong measures to detect disease early, isolate and treat cases, trace contacts, and promote social distancing measures. It is also advised China to ensure the resilience of the health system and enforce efforts to study and prevent further circulation of the said virus. It advised the global community to support each other, particularly low and middle income countries, to enable their response to the disease. The Chinese Consulate General in Cebu says they have noticed a decline in tourist arrival among his fellow citizens, since the outbreak of the 2019 novel coronavirus in Wuhan, China. Consulate General Jia Li said the Ministry of Culture and Tourism issued an advisory on Monday informing travel agencies to cancel all group tours abroad. He said many Chinese cancel their hotel reservations and airline ticket bookings since January 25th, stressing that their health and their lives are more important than money. Jia said Cebu has been one of the favorite destinations of Chinese tourists, noting that of the 630,000 visitors from mainland China went to this province. He said the Chinese visit Cebu for its beaches, food, rich history and heritage, and the people. Jia appealed to local government units in Cebu to think twice before banning Chinese tourists in their locality as part of the effort to prevent the spread of the 2019 nCoV. The ease of an ending garbage problem in Metro Manila educators are tapping the health of schools to reduce waste starting at home. Here, students are urged to teach their parents to dispose and manage their garbage. Ruth Abigita Carlos has the story.
Education begins at home. While this concept generally means parents should set an example for their children in many aspects of life, it can be the other way around, particularly in terms of caring for the environment. This was why the Department of Education's Taguig and Pateros Division came up with a project dubbed as the Bantay Magulang Waste Management Project, where students are tasked to teach their parents in compliance with cleanliness measures, including garbage disposal, segregation, and reduction. The project will be launched at the Gat Andres Bonifacio Elementary School in Barangay Da Fort on Saturday, during which parents and local officials would also sign a covenant to show their support for the program. The goal of the project is to teach the children the importance of segregating biodegradable waste from non-biodegradable waste and achieve the project's goal of decreasing the collected garbage in the city by 50%. Under the program, students will be required to teach their parents on proper waste segregation and reduction efforts. They will also have to report the volume of garbage collected from their homes. Based on the program, each household will be encouraged to separate the garbage that can be sold at the junk shop to avoid adding to the waste volume, as well as those that are still recyclable to be made useful. DepEd Tapat Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Margarito Materum said the program would help promote a culture of discipline among households. Taguig City's Education Czar Dr. George Tizon said the policy will benefit not only the city of Taguig but the rest of Metro Manila. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Ruth Abigita Carlos.
Here's another look at today's biggest stories. President Duterte approves the temporary travel ban on visitors from Wuhan City and Hubei province in China to stop the spread of the novel coronavirus. Malacanang assures San Lazaro Hospital is equipped to treat the country's first 2019 nCoV patient. Authorities in Nueva Vizcaya monitor a mother and daughter that showed symptoms of coronavirus. And the Chinese Consulate General reports a drop in the number of Chinese tourists in the Philippines due to the nCoV scare. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out more news content, check our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.